Welcome today to Judy's Mind Body. And today we are at Castro Senior Center in San Francisco. I'm very happy to see you all. And we will be doing our first qigong moves. This is triple burner, inhaling up here, expanding belly, inhaling through your nostrils. Watch the silver thread idea, which is to connect a silver thread to the crown of your head at the back of the skull and lengthen up through the spine as if you're being held by that thread. That's a qigong concept as you inhale and exhale through 3 dantians or energy centers. Your head is the first. We inhale into that and then come down with the exhale slowly. And then the next is your heart and lungs right here, your middle dantian, and the lowest is your abdomen. This particular ancient move is a primary one in qigong practices. You expand the whole body here with the palms moving up towards the heavens, and you contract down towards the low energy center. And that brings the energy towards the earth. And notice how it's all a big circle, just like the earth itself. And one more triple burner. Notice how slowly we're moving. This is a qigong principle, slowness, circularity, and you can certainly see the circle there. Moving from the center, we're now coming through the central meridian system here. And as we encompass the whole body with this one move, we're feeling the energy move through all of it on that exhale down here. Moving us into the relaxation response. And now if we start up here and come down very slowly, it's almost like sleepwalking. That inhale's moving really slowly towards your low dantian, the point of which is 2 inches below the navel and 1 inch inside. And feel that energy move, expand there with this movement up. And also through your nostrils, notice how the jaw starts to relax. The tongue is up by the upper palate, close to the teeth, but not tightly into the gum. And we'll take one more here of triple burner. And our next move will be to start over here for Buddha picks up the earth. You inhale first, and then you sink down through that circle here to the side, come up through the center of that circle. With your inhale, turn the palms upside down and exhale out, pushing the world into the sky. Buddha picks up the earth. Our second qigong move. All this is going to bring us into the slowness, continuity, moving from the center that we need for our Tai Chi practice in a few minutes here. One more of Buddha picks up the earth. And now if you place your thumbs on your hip bones, we're going to come across just doing a side-to-side weight shift. Notice if you see the stool back there between my legs, that's like the rider on horse position. I've got my feet open like this, the toes are out there, and I'm going to ride across, except my horse would be with me, across the Mongolian plains probably, as this whole concept of qigong and yoga are very connected. It's said that the yogi Bodhidharma moved across from the Himalayas all the way to the Shaolin Temple, which later got built, of course. But this would have been ancient times, maybe 3,000 years ago. We have no idea how long. So here, as you shift to this side, this knee bends, the other knee straightens. As you move over to the other side, this knee bends and that leg back there straightens. So that's called yinning and yanning. Yin being the straight leg or feminine leg, yan being the masculine leg or bent leg, because there's more energy into it. It's also called the supported leg would be over here by this strong leg over here. So the yin, yan. And now, however, this is very equitable because now that energy moves to the other leg, and this is now yan or masculine, the other leg is now yin. So there's this continual switch or change or connection within the Tao between the point of energy in one part of the Tao and the other part of the Tao. If it's a circle, there's always a dot of the feminine and the masculine, and there's always a dot of the masculine in the feminine. They connect. They're opposites, but they connect. Let's do a couple of groundings here. We'll move our energy down towards the earth and up towards the heavens on the inhale, and straighten everything out if we can so that we have a long spine with that thread of silver moving up through the head on the rising and releasing down on the sinking. You just release the knees, and the feet are like this. So feel that a few times. Silver thread pulling you up to lengthen your whole spine. And even when it drops you down, it's like you're moving across on a piano bench of a big grand piano. And this is the sense of shifting back and forth. The Ming Men, the tailbone is in as you shift. And is it just like yoga, you're on your sits bones and you're on something imaginary here. And you're just rolling across that piano bench. So when we do our side-to-side weight shift, think about that, because, for example, for carry the ball to the side, we would shift over here to our right, your right, pick up this ball of energy. This other leg is already yin, this is yan, underneath the ball. We release that heel out there, and then we shift across 3 times. In your big V here, you cannot hurt your knees, I hope. And then bring in that outside leg, the in leg, and sink. Then you want to inhale here in that sunken position. Pick up your ball again, release the outside heel, and shift across. So this is how you can begin with your weight shifting to feel the concept of sinking and rising. That was an inhale and we rose. Now we're going to sink on the exhale. Let's pick up the ball over here. We want to bring our breath at the energy C together with all our movements, because that is what we call the prana in yoga, and it's called the chi in Tai Chi. And it's the connection of the breath with the movement and the mind. Mind, body, spirit. 2 more of these. Notice how numerologically you are moving 3 times each way, and then 3 times 3 is equals 9. So 9 is the noble number in Chinese numerology. And almost everything in our Tai Chi Chih practice will also honor that sense of 9. So this is carry the ball from Tai Chi Chih. We move into this move gradually, but this is a great way to warm up your side-to-side weight shift. We inhale on the rising, we sink on the exhale here. Stay on your long piano stool. Sliding across with your sits bones. We call them in yoga. And 1 more will take us to 9. Inhale to rise and sink and release. Beautiful. Good. Now let's shake it all out. So shaking it out is a typical qigong move. It just means that you are going to feel the energy moving and relaxing all the way up as you move. So you start shaking from your feet and or the lower parts of your legs, your shins and thighs and all this area here, and just shake all the way up. We want to shake out any tension in our joints because we're about to pursue something else. All right, we're going to walk forward and back with the Buddhist walking meditation. Come to the back of your space and shift down with your rider on horse position. We already discussed that that would be the horse would be between your legs and your knees are out to the side, never bringing the knee beyond the big toe and the littler toe next to it, and just shift there. Good. And we're going to move forward with our left foot first. So we'll shift over to your right here, release the left heel, and now we'll bring the energy from the heel to the center of the foot, to the front of the foot. And we'll slowly do this. And then the other heel will start to rise and back, your right heel. And then you drop the right heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot. It's incredibly slow. And then the other heel comes down. And this is very good for your weight shift because you're basically starting with the heel. The bubbling well is in the middle of the foot, the front of the foot, the ball of the foot, and the toes are last. It'll be very interesting going back now. So you're going to go back with your left ball of the foot, center of the foot, heel. And then you're going to do the opposite thing on the other side, starting with the front of the foot to go back. And notice how we feel all the points of the foot when we do this. And it's considered a meditation. So even if you don't have a lot of space where you are, let's go forward again. This time we'll have the right heel come down first. Or the left, whatever you didn't do before. I'm doing my right. And we'll start back. Front of the foot, bubbling well in the middle, heel and back, good. Other foot. That's great. On Zoom, we can see each other moving. Good. And now we made it to the back without falling over. Yay for us. All right. Our next one is going to be qigong-related practices in slowness and breath, continuing with, we did triple burner and Buddha picks up the earth. So now we're going to do something to expand the ribs, the accordion. Inhale, expand the ribs. Exhale to contract them. Expansion. You'll feel your whole lateral body expanding like a balloon. And exhaling back, you'll feel that you're slowly releasing the air out of that balloon. Couple more of the accordion. This is waking up our rib cage. And one more. I particularly love the next one, which is picking up a feather and letting it go, because you're adding in that weight shift to the side. Picking up a feather between your thumb and your forefinger and bring it up, and you'll feel the opposite heel come up to open up this whole rib cage and extend that back leg. And now release down slowly, flattening the palm. And everything in slow motion, of course. Other side. Maybe following it with your peripheral vision that adds in the connection of the eyes and the breath. And one more over here. I'm always so happy when I have another practitioner on here that I can play with. It's great. And one more over there. And over here, picking up a feather and letting it go. Very slowly watching it come down and coming back to the center. The next is the owl, and it's simply to clasp the hands behind you like this, bringing the shoulders back and down. And you're going to look over towards your right very slowly. The chin is parallel to the floor. And back to the center on your inhale. And then to the opposite side to your left. Looking over that shoulder. Inhale back to the center. And one more to your right. And back to center. And of course, that leads us right into the head rolls. So you're going to drop down the chin. Bring your ear to the side. Looking up. And coming down. Circling. The head. And one more. This time you'll go to the opposite here to the shoulder, your left shoulder to ear, and then coming around in a circle. See if you can reach all the points of that circle. Keeping your shoulders down is best. Good. Then shake it out, and we'll come with our arms out in a T, and we'll roll them forward, making sure we don't lock the elbows. 5, 6 that way, and 6 the opposite way. Good. Now bring the elbows close to the body, but not touching, and just circle the palms forward. Noticing how this uses a lot more joints than just right there at the wrist. You can feel it all the way up through all the fascia and the body here. And we'll come back the opposite way. 3, 4, 5. It's nice to even things out. There's 6 there. We'll come down now to the hips. You're going to drop down in your rider and horse position. And you're going to bring the belly forward to your left this time, to your back towards the wall, to the right. And have nice 4 points in that you're reaching, just as you would if you're moving your eyes through a clock face. Good. Now, when you next reach the front, we'll go the opposite way. We'll go towards the right and around. Back, side, front. And lengthen through your spine. You might want to bring your thumbs to your hip bones here so that the spine doesn't start doing weird stuff. Good. Now bring the knees together. We're going to drop down with a flat back with your thumbs on your hips here. Move forward, flat back from that point, moving from the hips. And now you're going to look forward, take hold of your knees, and we'll go forward to your left, back, and around to the right. And go really slowly with this. This is not easy for knees. They need the support. That's why we hold on to them with the fingers. And go the opposite direction. We just went to left first. Now we'll go to right first. Forward, side, back. Circles, concentric circles in yoga are real important, and they're also important in qigong. So if you circle one way, you need to go back and do the opposite. All right, it's equality in the joints. And then we're going to straighten those legs a little bit without locking them. Send the fingers down the shins here towards the ankles. And sometimes if you've done this for a while, you'll discover that you're in front of your toes already. And now you come back up, touching your body as you move all the way through that whole body there. And now we're going to do some knocking at the gates. But first, we'll start with a spinal twist, which is from yoga, and you'll see the similarities. So if you bring up a bowl in front of you like this, and you come across on the inhale here, towards this side, twisting the spine, you're twisting belly, rib cage, upper chest, and then the last to come over will be the head. And then you just inhale and exhale here, because that twist is called wringing out the dish rag. You come back to center on the inhale, and then you exhale slowly towards your other side, your left side probably, whatever you didn't do before, and you're moving belly, rib cage, upper chest, extend through the spine. Back to center. This works on all the nerves that are off the spine. It's really good for us. Last one over here. Then we'll come back to center. This is very similar to the concept of knocking at the gates from qigong, but except that's more aerobic in a way. So be careful when you do knocking at the gates. You want to actually release the back heel so that when you do this and you're tapping back here on your buttocks with one hand, the other hand's tapping on the front of the body, abdominal organs, that you keep hip, knee, and ankle together. Oh, and watch furniture. This is a little bit more aggressive. Okay, very good. Let's go back now. We're going to come back up a little bit higher. We were just hitting the buttocks and back. Now we'll come to the kidney area and back. So if you put your hand here across underneath the breasts and the other hand behind, that's where we're going with this. And now do the same thing. Make sure you release the back heel. Whenever you tap. Good. Come back to center again. Let's check it out a moment. We should be getting the joints pretty relaxed, but there's a little bit more to do. We're going to bring that up to the lung points, which are here. Okay. Probably shouldn't hit too hard, but you know, a little bit of dynamism is good. 7, 8, good. Shake it out again. Now we'll come up to circle the shoulders. Forward, up, back and down. Six that way. Let's go the opposite way. Back, up, forward and down. Now you notice how when you move the fingertips with the wrists and the elbows go too, there's the point where you really open up the chest and then where you close it up again. So if possible, we want to have an open chest today. Be long in the spine and have all our joints be free. I think that's it. I don't think there's any more that I needed to do on the Tai Chi Chuan. So those are Tai Chi Chuan related warm-up circles. And we did some qigong, and it's all interrelated with something else I wanted to mention. When you do a forward back shift, it's very similar to what we call Virabhadrasana 1 in yoga, or a warrior 1. So you can actually, coming from yoga, you can figure out how long your shift can be. So for example, I'm going to think that I'm on railroad tracks here, like this, and I'm going to shift over towards my own left foot to bring my right foot forward. My foot's already in this rider on horse position. So my foot's already going to be a 45-degree angle when I drop this left foot or your right foot. my right foot and your left. And now whatever you're going to do now here to have this one foot this way and the other foot forward from the hip, let's say it's your left foot here, you're going to then find a way to come, bend the front leg, bring the palms up, and that's called Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. And you want to check that your back foot is 45-degree angle to that. You're essentially on what we call railroad tracks. And you look up like a very strong warrior, unafraid of anything. And then you go back to weight shift. See if your weight shift is the right length. Shift forward. Lifting the back heel, right? It just came up automatically. Now let the front toe come up. That is what I find is the best way to discover how long my shift should be. And you're gliding through the middle. And we should square the hips here. So, all right, let's bring that foot back now. That was the left foot. And we'll try Warrior 2, Warrior 1 on the same side, opposite side. Or it's shifting into your left foot to bring your right heel forward, or whatever you didn't do last time. The back foot will be already at a 45-degree angle. You've got space between your heels. It's not dangerous unless you bring that foot too close with your railroad tracks. So you want space there. Now shift forward into the front leg. Bring up your hands. Look up like a warrior. The front knee is bent. You can actually go from there into peaceful warrior by bringing that front hand that's over the foot up, looking at it, and the other hand down the thigh. And then go back to your Warrior 1. You're powerful, you're strong, you're looking up fearlessly. And then release for a beautiful weight shift in qigong when you're ready. All right? So we're going to shift forward into the front leg. And the back heel rises, right? You shift back. And the front toe comes up. And notice how we glide through the center. So this is how the silk trade route had to have worked. Bodhidharma came across from the Himalayas, and somehow or other there was already things happening on the cliffs in China, and they got connected over thousands of years. Many similarities. And from a warrior position, we can move from yoga to T'ai Chi. I love it. All right, now we're going to come back to center. We've looked at our both forward, back, and side to side weight shifts. And our next shift really is the most important for us to begin our practice. And it's rocking motion, forward, back, up, down, weight shift. So dropping down, preparing to release your left heel or your right. You don't need to right now because we just move forward and back, up and down first. But you do move through all the points of the foot as you inhale forward to the balls of the feet. Exhale down through the center and back to the heels. And feel this transition, forward, back, up and down, weight shift, rocking motion. We generally do this 9 times, but we can go farther than that now. This slows us down, bringing us to a moving meditation of T'ai Chi Chih. One more. And we rest on globes of energy. Our next move will be bird flaps its wings. And I will show you a bit what I want you to do here. When you drop down for bird flaps its wings, your feet are in a V. You're going to sink into the front part of the foot. Come back to standing again. This will be an inhale. Sink down again, forward. It's a forward and down shift. Come back up again. So if I would do it back here, I'm going to be on my piano stool again. My sits bones here are going to drop down, not out. And then I'll be aligning through my whole spine, through the Ming Men area of the low spine, up through the low to middle spine, thoracic spine up here, and then cervical spine's really important because it really is the neck area. But if that neck comes up or down, that's what we don't want. We want to connect from this silver thread. So we inhale and then we exhale. When we exhale, we're going to exhale forward. So we're actually moving our body to balance over the front of the foot. Okay? Bird flaps its wings. It's really the way birds learn to fly. They're on the edge of the branch, and their mother is straight ahead of them. It's spring now. We have lots of opportunity to witness this. Inhale back. Rise on the inhale. Sink on the exhale. Three cycles of three. This is our third one. Notice how it does fit the numerology of 9, right? I love the way this practice honors Chinese traditions of numerology. It's really great. And inhale back slowly. And sink it through the earth. Bird flaps its wings has come almost to a graceful conclusion, but because this does tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, when we stop each move, I like to take a double grounding to distinguish it from a single move. So one more, this time go all the way up to the highest dantian, beyond your heart and into your head, and then above that. Celebrating that wherever you are, we have a glorious day in California. It is completely sunny. Let's inhale all the way up, greeting the sun with joy, and exhale slowly down as if we are sleepwalking. Noticing how the energy moves so slowly on the exhale, bringing us into relaxation response. And sink it through the earth on globes of energy. We prepare for our first forward back weight shift, shifting to your right. The first move we have is around the platter. You'll be going around a circle here that moves out from your heart and back to it on the exhale. Inhaling towards each other, even on Zoom, we can get this feeling of connection. And even rhythmically, we can be together. It's sort of a miracle. Three more. Notice how slowly we're moving today. The chi is flowing, we say. Breathing in, breathing out halfway around the circle. And we'll do one more on the left side here. Your left foot's forward. The circle is starting out from your left side also. When it moves towards the right, it leads us to the fact that next time we start on our right foot, shifting towards your left first horizontally, and then bringing the right foot forward, just the heel. We start our circle at the heart and move back to it, moving outside that knee, across from the opposite knee, and back to the heart. And the body itself is just flowing backwards and forwards. The circle knows its own pattern. Let's keep the circle moving as we come forward and back without stopping. Lengthen through the spine. Three more. Last one now. Bring that foot back in, double ground it. Around the platter now leads us to around the platter variation, where we'll be picking up a ball of energy by the left shoulder and carrying it around to the other side. A circle within a circle. Around the platter variation. Release any tension in the jaw and feel a little bit of inner smile right around those cheekbones. Two more on the left. Bring that foot back on the inhale and ground everything through the earth. Shift towards your left to release your right heel. Prepare your palms for picking up the ball of energy here and sinking its center as you move forward and back. Inhale forward towards me and exhale back. Beautiful. Now we're together. It's great. Gliding through the center. 2 more. Last one. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to release and ground. Double ground it. We just finished the right leg. Resting on globes of energy. In resistance to gravity, the palms are rounded. Fingers are slightly spread as they receive the chi here. Shift over towards your right. Bring your left heel forward. Bass drum. The rim of the drum will be where our fingers are touching as we move forward on the inhale and back on the exhale. Letting the chi or energy surround your body as you inhale with the intention of feeling this circle move with the palms facing each other. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, the elbows will move back with the buttocks. Anytime you feel like you're going too fast on your own, you can say to yourself without saying it out loud, I am taking a breath in. I am letting the air out. That seems to connect the breath to the movement for me and slows me down. Last one of bass drum on your left side. Bring the foot back in. Single grounding as we move towards the right side next. Preparing your drum. Send the weight towards your left, release your right heel. Checking, of course, that your back foot over here is already 45-degree angle to the front. And you begin your bass drum. If you need to alter a shift back and forth, you can always move the yin leg to do it. Sometimes you feel it's too long, just let the straight leg, find the straight leg and then alter your shift length. If it's good, don't worry about it. Everything is relative. Relative to our own needs, our own bodies, and what works for us. And last one on your right of bass drum. Inhale that leg back, rise to inhale, sink to exhale. And we move to our next 2 companion moves. Daughter on the mountaintop with the palms out here, shifting towards your right. And followed by daughter on the valley after we finish 9 on each side. Daughter on the mountaintop, your left hand will be very close to the heart here. This big circle outside is cut in half here, with the right hand, yours and mine, on the outside, and the left hand, because that's you and me, close to the heart. And as that circle is cut, the wrists cross and the fingertips remain straight, pretty much straight up compared to usual. but your hand's already curved, so it's never straight up completely. Because the hand's relaxed, the piano hands. Notice, I love noticing recently that this is a heart shape. Come down to the center of the heart, all the way down to your abdomen, and then you open again for the heart. And then cut through the middle. Isn't that great? I love that. Daughter on the mountaintop, almost like generations connecting. One more here. Then slide that back foot, your left foot back in. Prepare to ground it once, bringing the energy to the heart on the inhale and down on the exhale. And then shifting with your preparation for daughter on the mountaintop. On the left side, shift to the left, bring your right forward. We just did the left side, now we're on the right. Daughter on the mountaintop, left hand still close to the heart. Two more. Beautiful. Come back and ground it through the earth. Double ground it. Our next move is also very beautiful, and it's connected to that last move, Daughter on the Mountaintop. And it's called Daughter in the Valley. And you start up here on the mountain, and then when you come down through the valley, it's like coming through a central trail, inhaling up through this trail over the tops of the mountains you've just climbed, which you can see from the top, and then back down again. Daughter in the valley. And what's beautiful about this is that as you go forward, you're feeling the inhale of coming through the valley. As you go back, you're feeling the tops of the mountains as if you would look over at this enormous view coming down. It's just a gorgeous move. All right, so here we start here. We're going to shift towards our right leg to bring the left heel forward. And we're going to come down from the tops of these two mountains up here to come through the valley on the inhale forward. Beautiful, and enjoy the wonderful view from the top here. And that exhale down. As if you're going down trails on both sides of those mountains and coming up through the Central Valley again. One more on this side. Release that left leg back. Inhale to sink the energy through the earth. Slowly. Shift towards your left side. Release your right heel. Start with your fingers up here on top of the two mountains. Look at the view first. Inhale, and then start exhaling down and forward, coming in the inhale here. One more of Daughter in the Valley. Beautiful. Inhale and release when you finish. Take a double inhale. Remember what that looked like. As you sink it down, remembering it from your heart. And let's take that one more time, coming above the head. The head and the heart are said to be connected in ways we have no idea. But the neurologists are really studying this. How is it we slow ourselves down, and what does it do? Slowing the heart rate, allowing us to remember things we wouldn't have remembered otherwise. All right, we're going to shift side to side for a moment. And then we'll prepare our next move, which is carry the ball to the side. We'll shift over to this place. Walking over there easily, picking up your ball, releasing your other heel to the side. And we push, in a sense, with this outer arm 3 times. Carrying that ball, a circle within a circle, and then releasing it. Picking it up again, bending this knee to send the energy there, and then releasing the yin leg out with just the heel dropping, and then shifting over and back 3 times. Bringing in that foot, the outside yin leg, sinking with both of them, winding up, sitting on our piano stool as we move across. On the edge of that piano stool, which brings us into our sits bones for yoga. And sink it down. That was 3 times 3 equals what? Do we all remember? 9. And going back. Sink. Inhale here as you wind up. Sink, and one last group of 3 over here, then we're going to go all the way back. Wind up, pick up your ball, release your left heel out, and we go towards the left. Rise to inhale, sink to exhale. And last one here. Beautiful. Inhale and release. Double ground it. Our next move is push-pull, followed by pulling in the energy. Shifting back and forth for a couple of minutes here or a couple of seconds. And then when you feel grounded on your right leg, it's time to shift the left leg forward. And this time we'll inhale here and then push the ball forward. Or push, pull. It's really a circle here. Inhaling back and exhaling forward. Noticing how all the joints at this point are pretty supple so that the elbow doesn't even straighten here. The fingers just start coming up. And then when you start wanting to come back, the palms turns back towards you. Exhaling and inhaling. This is only one marked as an exhale forward. I think there's a couple more, but this one is marked. Exhale forward. Inhale back to the heart. Keeping this circle moving. Four more. Two more, very slow, feeling our shift forward, releasing of the back heel. The releasing of the front toe and the glide through the middle. Last one. Bring the foot back in. Inhale and sink it through the earth. Shift laterally towards your left. Prepare your palms right at the heart. Bring your right foot forward, straight leg. Push, pull. Two more. Feel that inhale back to the heart. As the palms turn. Then bringing that right heel back in. Inhale to sink it through the earth a couple times here. As we move into what was once a companion move for this beautiful forward back weight shift. Very different because now we inhale, the palms are up. We're pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe through the fingertips. Inhaling forward towards each other and exhaling back to the wall behind, gliding through the center. And adding a visualization of a time of being where we were outside under the stars and pulling in energy from them. A visualization. Two more. Feeling the fingertips pulling in that energy. And we bring that left foot back in. Single grounding. Shifting towards your left leg, releasing your right heel. Palms are up, starting from the heart, lengthen through the spine, pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe through the fingertips. Expanding the belly on the inhale, contracting it on the exhale will help to ground us. Using our core. Feel that energy of the energy sea as you inhale here and as you use your abdominal muscles to draw back that energy towards your Ming Men. When I get to this point in the practice, I always feel I have to really ground and use my energy sea at the abdomen to do that. Feeling more grounding in the feet. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Let's inhale through a straw, exhale through a straw. American Lung Association, when you start breathing too deeply, you can always return to this. And then returning to soft breathing, we'll prepare for our next moves, which will be the taffies. So this is a great time to get some hydration help with water. If you sing, this is something that all singers knew, that we had to drink a lot of water. And because singing is a very energetic practice, even though it doesn't seem like it is, but it is. So we need the equal amount of water here, because what we're doing is connecting mind, body, spirit with the breath. And when we do that, we need to hydrate. Basic taffy. You'll bring your left hand under the right elbow. And as you move the taffy, the underneath hand will move up to support the yang leg, and the hand that was on the top will support the yin leg. Opposites supporting each other. The yin leg and back is being supported by a stronger hand. The yang leg doesn't need the support, so it's moving that hand up towards heaven. The one underneath moves up. The one that was on top moves down. So this to me is true equity. Basic taffy. Don't forget to inhale between them and ground. because the taffy is fairly energetic. You're using your core muscles to support that weight shift across, right? Because you're sitting on your piano stool for the grand piano. You slide across with that, your sits bones, just as if you would be sitting on a cushion for yoga. The hand that's moving up now is also said to be the invite hand. So that's very curious. It's inviting you over to the left now. And now it will invite you over to the right. It'll be the underneath hand, and the other hand will simply support the back foot. In qigong, it's also called the heart protector move. When this hand moves across above the elbow and then down across like that, it's considered something to do with the connection that we make in taking our blood pressure there. Heart protector move. It's ancient, so it's very curious as to how this came about. I have no idea. But I know when I first heard of it, I went, wow, that's what we do in T'ai Chi Chih. Is that qigong also? And of course, there's this big, deep connection between all of these practices. Last one of basic taffy. We'll double ground it. Sinking to exhale, a little bit releasing the knees, and lengthening to inhale, getting your sense of sinking and rising. And release again on your grounding. Our next move is anchor taffy. You'll anchor your right leg down. That will be the yon leg. The other leg will start to get no weight in it as you shift over. And then as you release the left heel forward, then you will be doing your taffy forward. You'll open your hips here. On the inhale, sink, and then prepare your shift towards your left, with your left hand being the invite hand underneath the elbow. And then we switch. What was the grounded leg and back, the anchor, is now the front leg. Last one of anchor taffy. And inhale and exhale to ground. Double ground it. The boat has come ashore. That's how I always think of this anchor taffy. And now we move into circles taffy. Make sure that you don't have anything you're going to hit. This drops down in a circle that comes in, out, down, up, and then you do a wind up here and you move to that side. Ready? Circles taffy. Notice the sinking and rising. Sinking and now winding up and pulling your taffy to the side. Inhale. And next one, going the opposite direction. Right hand is under, moving you to the right. Inhale to ground again in a second and sink, and then 1, 2. And then the third one, you wind up and pull yourself to the left side. The left hand's under the invite hand. Right hand's under, moving to the right. Beautiful taffy. Prepare to sink. Wind up and pull the taffy to the left. We'll do one more cycle of circles taffy. Moving first to the right. And the last one to the left. And pulling in that foot, we sink the taffy twice here, inhaling and exhaling. Resting on globes of energy. We're going to need it for the next one. This is perpetual motion taffy, a taffy that never ends. We'll make sure we end at about 12, okay? And it's got a heel step. The heel lifts up first, and then it makes a flexed foot here as it comes off the earth. Once you fully ground on one side, you're ready to bring up the other heel. Two more. Last one. And bring in the foot. Inhale to ground it through the earth. And double ground it. We're moving now into working the pulley. The taffies have come to a graceful conclusion. Your right hand will be underneath the hip bone here. Here's your hip. And your left hand will come out from the heart. Your left foot will come forward in preparing for this, just the heel. And now you shift over here on your exhale and inhale the hip back, because the prominent leg for the breath here will be that left hand. We need to really lengthen up through the spine here. I tend to, and not tilt forward. Think of that silver thread from the back of your skull. This pulling us up so that we don't drop forward over our knees. And one more on this left side for working the pulley. Then we bring that foot back in. Inhale first to ground before we move to the right side. We're going to shift into this left leg to bring the right foot forward and the right hand. And we'll square the hips first, but then we're going to turn that foot so that we're doing this on Zoom, touching each other's shoulder really softly, like someone you really care about who's far away. You can't see them, but you can see them on Zoom. This is a really beautiful move because it moves across the body and it allows you to feel the back hand come underneath the hip there, almost like you're swimming through fairly heavy surf here. And one hand's moving forward, the other hand's moving back, ready to come through again. It's a great cross-body move. 2 more. And last one, noticing how you push the hand forward, but then it turns to come under the hip. The other hand does the same thing. But the dominant hand here has been on our right side right now. So here's the forward exhale. And the inhale here of that hand is going to bring back that hip. I think that's a really neat idea. When we're doing companion work, it's beautiful to feel that. And we'll inhale and exhale a couple times. Grounding, that move is very special because we're now coming to the head where all of our ideas, our thoughts, our speech, and our action need to come together. So we bring the feet together in a V here. This is for light at the top of the head, light at the temple, sinking down. Come to where the silver thread was, right here. It still is, right at the back of the skull. And sink and rise 3 times. Feet are in a V. That allows the knees to be safe. Circle the palms here as if you were circling a ball, like the Tao, that image where everything, all the opposites come together 6 to 9 times. And then hold that image on your inhale and sink and rise. Let it go. It goes out of the body in a big circle back to the ground and then comes back up towards the heavens with the palm, your left palm close to the heart on the inhale. Sink it down, take it outside of the temples to where we call this the temple. And sink and rise. Circle the energy of yin and yang 6 to 9 times. Hold that energy, sink and rise. Turn the palms over to move them towards the earth, letting all that energy go. Your left hand will be coming towards the heart on the inhale. Sink it down really slowly here. We're moving into joyous breath next, our most yang or masculine move. Inhale and send everything out of the body. Now coming up onto the balls of the feet on the inhale, sink it down 4 times on the exhale. 1, 2 more cycles of 4. Ready? This is the next cycle. Last cycle of 4. Joyous breath. Make it really joyous and masculine. Inhale to release all that energy slowly down on the exhale. Double ground it. We've moved through heavy air, so this takes a little extra grounding here. Sleepwalking almost as you come down in your relaxation response. And we bring the feet out into a V for passing clouds. Your right hand is up, your left hand is facing the earth. You come across and back. Clouds pass, the mirror hands pass us, and we hardly see it go because we're focused in meditation. Outside, I always think I have the option to see all the trees, the flowers, the birds, everything of spring. The sky today was glorious. The trees, we were right under the eucalyptus. It was just amazing. Birds everywhere. It's spring and they're all protecting their nests from us. And out here, the ceanothus is in bloom already, so we expect to see bumblebees soon everywhere. They love that stuff. It's blue, it's gorgeous, and it smells fantastic. So wherever you are, whatever you're seeing later today, make sure you take a walk if you have a beautiful day there. Or tomorrow. Don't miss spring. So clouds pass, we stand in the center in this moving meditation as we prepare for our last moves. We'll exhale here, moving into our 6 healing sounds. Your left foot, your left hand. Both hands. Winding up across. Right hand, right foot. Both hands. Across. Repeat. Five chewies. Heel step 2. Circling the palms, the yin and the yang, both directions. All the opposites have been connected in this practice. We bring our left heel to our right ankle bone. Open up into a tree for a moment because it is spring. And then bring those palms down in a circle, looking over the window of eternity. Bring those palms close, but the fingers are open. And then look through that window of eternity. Interlace the fingers, bring them overhead in gratitude. So many teachers, so many thousands of years, the roots of this practice. And the work of Wenshan Wang, Chinese Cultural Center in America, and Justin Stone, who in 1974 was still teaching with Wenshan Wang, for T'ai Chi Chih, this beautiful practice, so musical, of 19 movements in one pose. With deep gratitude to all practitioners. Thank you for your practice.